Good morning. My name is Tamika Seaton, Executive Consultant with Grow Your Nonprofit. Welcome to another edition of my segment where I teach nonprofits how to be profitable and raise more money on Leap Hits Live. Grow Your Nonprofit helps startup, small, and stagnant nonprofits grow through fundraising strategies, strategic planning, and monthly executive support. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsors of my segment. Hodges University with a campus in Fort Myers. Stay near, go far, they change lives for the better. Trinity Life Foundation Naples, founded on the principle of making a difference of at-risk minority youth in Collier County. Vax Truth, founded by Wellness Ministry of Emmanuel Communities, funded by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to raise awareness of COVID-19 and the vaccine in the Black and Brown communities. Last but not least, AVID, which stands for the Association of Haitians Living Abroad for the Development. It was founded to empower Haitian immigrants through financial literacy, education, and helping them with community resources. Today, I would like to talk to you about financial best practices for your nonprofits. This is to help you get started for writing grants and to grow your nonprofit. So, I'd like to put out a disclaimer before I get started. I am not a certified public accountant, nor am I a professional bookkeeper. My discussion today is based upon my experience and what I've learned from working with my clients. So it's always advisable when it comes to starting a business, because yes, a nonprofit is a business, is to consult with professionals such as a nonprofit consultant, also a CPA and an accountant. They will help you stay out of trouble and avoid a lot of unnecessary pitfalls. So let's get started. You've decided to start a nonprofit. You've received your articles of incorporation. What's next? Well, the first thing I advise you do is open a business checking account. That's very important because the last thing you want to do for your nonprofit business is to commingle your personal and your business funds together. That is a huge no-no. And besides, how would you ever pull profit and loss statements if you're commingling the funding? So you open your professional bank account. The next thing I recommend is open some sort of accounting softwares, such as QuickBooks. There's another one that's called SoftBooks. There's a new one I recently discovered that's called Alphos, and that's a particular accounting software that's geared towards nonprofits. Doesn't matter which one you select, but please select it. It will make your life so much easier. So what do? Once you get in, you learn the QuickBooks or whatever software. I recommend getting a bookkeeper to train you on the basics. And I really believe in outsourcing, especially when it comes to bookkeeping, because nonprofit CEOs and presidents of companies really should focus on big picture growth of the company. I know sometimes we think we're saving money by trying to do everything ourselves, but that's not always the case, because outsourcing could cost as little as $100 a month, and you have your profit and loss statements, you have your accounting, and everything is set up correctly. So once you automate that, I recommend getting a business credit card or debit card, so that it's all automated, because QuickBooks allow you to link your business checking account with your QuickBooks. So say you link the two, and all of the expenses that you incur for your nonprofit business, you use your debit card. Guess what? All of those expenses automatically talk to your QuickBooks software, and it's all accounted for. So once you set up your chart of accounts in your accounting software, you would see where's your money being spent in the different categories, for marketing and advertising, for legal help, for consulting, for contractors, and so forth and so on. So again, when it comes to nonprofits, you always say, well, right now I'm not raising funds, I'm not having events, I don't have donors. That's fine, but you still have startup costs for your nonprofit, just like you have startup costs for your business. So we need to put together a budget and estimate, A, how much we think our startup cost is going to be, as well as year 1, year 2, year 3, what we think our income and expenses are going to be. So say you're funding your nonprofit, it is always recommended to make a donation or loan to your nonprofit, deposit that money into your business account, and then use your account, your debit card, to utilize it, whether you're writing checks or your debit card for the expenses. So now we're generating history. So that's very important when it comes to writing grants and preparing, because oftentimes grantors are looking for those profit and loss statements, and they're after you decide you want to go after bigger grants. Say you've been in business for 2 years, because a lot of grantors are looking for 2 years of sustainability on your own. You need a lot of grantors are looking for financial audited statements and or financial reviews. Could be costly. That could be upwards of $5,000 or more, depending on the size of your nonprofit. So keeping track of that is very important. The next thing we want to keep a track of is our donors. So some of the software has components of keeping track of that, but a minimum, you should keep an Excel spreadsheet for your donors. And as you grow your nonprofit, you want to invest in a donor management software. I really like Network for Good. It's really simple, straightforward, and it's very cost effective. So you can look out for that. So the next thing about getting your financial house in order with your nonprofit is filing your 990. You might ask, what is a 990? Well, 990 is the nonprofit version of your tax return. So if you had a business or LLC or corporation, and if you as a nonprofit don't file that in 3 years, guess what? You can automatically use your nonprofit status. So if you'd like to learn more about organizing your nonprofit, growing, and gearing up to write grants, contact me, Tamika, at 239-293-2009, or email me at tamika@growyournonprofit.com. That's my time. Are you a startup, small, or stagnant nonprofit and want to grow and raise more money? You see my number on the screen. Again, it's 239-293-2009. I'll give you a free 30-minute consultation. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more Lee Pitts Live.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.